sure.
I'm going to throw that out there. Let's head to Dallas, where yesterday Mike McCarthy made it very clear the Cowboys are not interested in bringing in Cam Newton. Listen to him tell you.
Did you guys have any interest in adding Cam Newton, and if not, what?
I mean, just sit here and talk about any of the players on our roster. I don't think there's really anything that beneficial that comes out of that for us. But I had a chance to compete against Cam. A chance to watch some of his tape in New England. So I still think he has a ton of football left. But we're very excited about the group that we have.
Wild. Mike McCarthy, not interested in Cam. You think the Cowboys will regret not bringing him in to back up Dak Prescott?
No, because Andy Dalton is better than Cam, and Andy Dalton couldn't get anything done. If Dak Prescott goes down, Bucky, the Cowboys season is shot. The idea that, your backup quarterback is going to put the Cowboys over the edge, I think we saw it last year, just not going to work. So here's the thing that I have to ask you as a football insider versus me, just a layman. Can we stop saying I watched some tape on Cam Newton? Just say you watched SportsCenter, or you watched some Patriots highlights. I got a chance. Bucky, I got a chance to grind. I got a chance to grind out some Cam Newton tape. What'd you do? You watched a Buffalo game? Went 5 for 10, threw for 34 yards? Just say you saw some highlights, or you watch House of Highlights on your Instagram. Don't tell me you're grinding Cam Newton tape, just like you were grinding tape of every single snap in your barn, which then you later admit was a lie.
I think this is going to be a similar refrain that we hear from many coaches around the league regarding Cam Newton. Cam Newton is talented enough to play. I disagree with you in terms of Andy Dalton being better than him. But here's the thing. Coaches are going to have a tough time bringing Cam in because, one, he's an alpha personality. When you bring him in the locker room, the other players are going to gravitate towards him. And if you have an insecure QB1, that is something that you're not really trying to bring into your locker room because you don't want to deal with those problems. Also, his style of play requires you to revamp your offense. For a backup quarterback, you're not trying to add more to your plate as a play caller and play designer. That is why Cam Newton's going to have a tough time getting a job, even though he's talented enough to play in this league.
All right, let me address this, then I have to address the elephant in the room, which is something Wild said. First, will they regret it? Not if Dak Prescott plays 17 games, but if and when Dak Prescott has to miss time. Can we show the Cowboys' backup statistical resume? Because it'd be better if it were non-existent.
Jarring.
Instead, it exists, but it exists in some circle of football hell. The guy with the better resume is the guy with 2 career passing yards, because at least he's done nothing. Will Greer's had a couple of opportunities, got mollywopped 80-16, the rarely seen 0 touchdown, 4 interception line, and a passer rating worse than the one you get if you just spike the football every play. So if Dak has to miss time, they are in the worst shape of any team in the league. But Kevin Wildes, the fickle mistress that is Kevin Wildes. As of 72 hours ago, you were advocating for Cameron J. Newton to be the Week 1 starter for your team. That happened on live television. Now, you just said he's worse than Andy Dalton? Did you say
Andy
that?
Dalton starting. Look, I have also said on live television, trust in Bill Belichick. If Bill Belichick decides that Cam Newton is not worth a spot on the team, then Bill Belichick is right.
So does Kevin
Part
Wildes.
of the reason I said, I want Cam to start is because Bill was starting him in all the preseason games. Good enough for Bill, good enough for me. I'm an expert guy. You want to recommend it? It's like, Blockbuster Video. A Bill pick. That will be great. So if Bill was picking Cam, so was I. But if he's not, if he's saying, you know what, Cam, you're better off just on your couch, then I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go Belichick guy. Maybe it'll serve me wrong. Maybe I won't
also
get,
an Andy Dalton guy, evidently. Also the
he's
rare Andy Dalton guy. And by the way, he's got 6 Super Bowls.
Guy making
it's
Blockbuster
Brady who
picks.
has 7. He didn't get. I know you got Brady's Super Bowl. Belichick didn't. Go ahead, Jenna. Sorry.
All right. We are heading out west to Denver, talk some Broncos, because, Bucky, you are all in on Teddy Bridgewater. You said earlier this week, after he was named the starter, Bridgewater is the perfect quarterback to help the Broncos make a playoff run. Bucky, tell us why you think this.
Well, when you look at Vic Fangio, a defensive-minded head coach, number one thing they want from the quarterback is not to mess the game up. Don't turn the ball over. And so with Teddy Bridgewater, you get a low-risk playmaker at the position, a guy who is a caretaker. And when he has been on good teams, he has won at a high level. When he played for the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints, 22-11. This is a team that has a roster that is...
We got Bucky Brooks with us this morning. Morning, Bucky. We're running the no huddle, starting off with Baker Mayfield. Pro Football Focus has Baker as the quarterback for their all-underrated team this season. Baker had the second best passing grade from Week 7 on last season. PFF obviously expecting big things. But, Nick, you think people are sleeping on Baker?
Well, not the person speaking right now, but the vast majority of everyone else outside of the greater Cleveland metropolitan area is sleeping on Baker and the Browns. Their second best team in the AFC. Baker Mayfield, all he's done, is set records as a rookie. And then as a third-year player, wins a playoff game, wins double-digit games with the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns win double-digit games. And, he's in the game at Arrowhead. Now Mahomes went down, so of course that changed things. But he's in the game. Yeah, I think people are sleeping on him. I think he and Odell will have a better connection this year than in years past. And, Bucky, here's the thing. Can we show the schedule? I love how the schedule sets up for Cleveland. They get Kansas City in Week 1 at Arrowhead. They'll lose that game. But it will let them know how far or how close they are to the Chiefs. And then just cakewalk City for a couple months. The Texans, the Cardinals, the Bengals, you don't have another great team that you're playing. Great team until Week 12. So that sets them up to be 8-3 going into that Ravens game. So I think its schedule sets up well. Kind of, maybe get a little chip on their shoulder after Week 1. I think Baker's going to have an excellent year. I think the Browns are going to have an excellent year.
Well, I agree with you that the Browns are going to have an excellent year, and Baker's set up to have an excellent year. I think the slept-on part is difficult because it's hard to separate the player from the performance, meaning Baker Mayfield's a former number overall pick, but I don't think anyone views him as a top 5 player. However, when you look at this team, great system, maybe the best supporting cast in football. Number 1 offensive line, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. They have that Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry. They have everything that you could want. He is going to play well because the system is a perfect fit for him. So he will benefit from winning, even though I don't think that can get him to the winner's circle. Teddy Bridgewater has proven in the past, when surrounded by the right team, he can win. I would expect him to win in Denver.
Teddy Bridgewater, man in Denver right now. Let's talk Mac Jones, the man in New England. Can he lead the Patriots to the playoffs in his rookie season? We discuss next. But first, Andy Reid's little brother, Randy Reid, back at Chiefs camp. I love this so much, I can't stop watching. Check it out.
We're good with that. Financially, we're good with it.
Coach, I think that's the long snapper. It's kind of
It's not the long snapper, but it's your long lost brother.
Holy moly, man. Oh, great to see you. How about a little fun?
It was emotional, seeing my big brother after so long. Felt like I was coming home from a war.